What happens when Putin and Donald Trump start talking again? Global alliances shift, Europe panics, and the world watches. In just 1 week, the two leaders have set off a chain reaction. Is this a new era in US Russia ties or a dangerous gamble? We explain. It all started on February 12th when Trump and Putin spoke on the phone. Both pledged to restart relations. That alone sent shockwaves through Europe and Ukraine. But this was just the beginning.
We spoke long and hard. Steve Witkoff was with him for a very extended period, like about 3 hours. I think he wants to stop fighting. They have a big, powerful machine, you understand that. And they defeated Hitler and they defeated Napoleon. You know, they've been fighting a long time. They've done it before. But I think he would like to stop fighting.
Days later, at the Munich Security Conference, a clear divide emerged. Europe and the US, once firmly united, now seemed at odds. Some European leaders feared Trump might soften his stance on Russia, leaving them to handle Ukraine alone.
But when you say at the table, you have to define it. One of the things I'm driving towards is we've had a good, remember this war has been going on now, we're heading into the third year. One of the things we haven't really gotten to are specifics.
So the Europeans, who have provided as much or more support than the Americans in this process, you don't think should be at the table directly. You think it should be two protagonists.
I said I'm a school of realism. I think that's not going to happen. But I said that's one of the reasons I'm here talking to people.
Then came a major shift. Top US and Russian officials met in Saudi Arabia. This was their first high-level, face-to-face meeting since Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine. The Kremlin sees this as a victory. Western sanctions and diplomatic pressure was supposed to isolate Russia. Instead, Moscow is back at the negotiating table without making any concessions. Russian media wasted no time celebrating. Pro-Kremlin outlets mocked Europe, claiming the US would cut deals at their expense. One tabloid even declared, and I quote, "Trump knows he must concede to Russia, not at America's expense, but at Europe's and Ukraine's," end quote. On the streets of Moscow, reactions were mixed. Some hoped Trump would be friendlier to Russia. Others weren't convinced. A Moscow resident said, and I quote, "Trump is a businessman. He only cares about money," end quote. Another said, maybe these talks will finally end the conflict. With Russia reasserting itself, Ukraine and Europe are left on edge. Can they still count on US support, or is Trump shifting the balance in Russia's favor? Some fear a repeat of history where European security is sidelined for US-Russia deal-making. Meanwhile, Putin and Trump's next move is unclear. A presidential summit could be on the horizon. If that happens, expect more geopolitical fireworks. A week ago, US-Russia relations were frozen. Now, they're heating up fast. Is this the start of a new alliance? A warning sign for Europe? Or just political theater? One thing is certain. Putin and Trump have shaken the world, and this is just the beginning. Stay tuned for more updates.